Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Brothers podcast. We are so happy to see you here again.
Hi, everybody. Yes, it is great to be back. Whether you are listening on Spotify, watching us on YouTube, or listening in your car, welcome.
Today, we have a very important topic. But first, Mark and I want to ask you a question. Where are you listening from?
Exactly. Are you in Brazil? Are you in Japan? Or maybe you are in Spain? Please write a comment below if you are on YouTube. We love reading your comments.
And tell us, what do you want to learn next? Do you want to learn about travel or maybe about food? We make this podcast for you, so please tell us.
Mark, I love food topics. Can we do a food episode soon?
Of course, Sarah. Maybe next week. But today, we are not talking about food. Today, we are talking about something serious, but also very interesting.
That is right. Today, our topic is the fear of making mistakes.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
It can be scary, Mark. Many students stop learning because they are afraid. They do not want to make a mistake. They do not want to say the wrong word.
I know this feeling. When I try to speak a new language, I get nervous. My hands sweat. My heart beats fast. Boom, boom, boom.
That is very normal, Mark. But today, we want to tell you something important. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are good.
Really? Mistakes are good?
Yes. If you are afraid to make mistakes, you cannot learn. It's a barrier.
A barrier? That's a big word.
Yes. Think of a barrier like a wall, a big, high wall. If you are afraid, you build a wall, and then you cannot move forward.
I understand. So the fear stops us. It stops our progress.
Exactly. Today, we will talk about why we are afraid, and we will talk about how to be brave.
I like that. I want to be brave.
Me too, Mark. Me too.
Sarah, do you remember a time when you made a big mistake?
Oh, yes. I have made many mistakes. I remember one time when I was learning Spanish.
Oh, tell us.
I was in a restaurant. I wanted to tell the waiter that I was embarrassed. In Spanish, the word for pregnant sounds like embarrassed.
Oh, no.
Yes. So I told the waiter, I am pregnant, but I meant I am embarrassed.
That is so funny. What did the waiter do?
He looked very confused because I did not look pregnant. Afterward, I realized my mistake. My face turned red. But you know what?
What?
I never made that mistake again. I learned the word perfectly after that.
See? That's a great story. You made a mistake, but you learned.
Exactly. If I did not speak, I would not learn the correct word.
I have a story too. It's about English. When I was a child, I confused the words kitchen and chicken.
Kitchen and chicken. They sound very similar.
Yes, so I told my teacher my mother is cooking in the chicken.
In the chicken? Poor chicken.
Yes, everyone laughed, but it was okay. I learned the difference. Now I always remember, kitchen is the room, chicken is the bird.
These stories show that mistakes are funny. They are not dangerous.
But Sarah, why are we so afraid? Why do students feel bad when they make a mistake?
I think it's because we want to be perfect. We think, if I speak English, I must speak perfectly.
Ah, perfection. That's a big problem.
Yes, we think people will judge us. We think people will think we are stupid.
But that's not true, right?
No, it's not true. Most people are nice. If you speak to a native speaker, they just want to understand you. They don't care about your grammar.
That's a good point. When a tourist speaks to me and they make a mistake, I don't laugh, I just help them.
Exactly. We need to remember that. People want to connect. They don't want to correct your grammar all the time.
So, Sarah, we know that mistakes are normal, and we know that people are usually nice, but how do we stop the fear?
That is the big question. How do we break the wall? How do we break the barrier?
I have one idea. We can change how we think.
What do you mean?
Well, think about a baby. When a baby learns to walk, does the baby walk perfectly the first time?
No, never. The baby stands up and then, boom, the baby falls down.
Exactly. The baby falls down. Does the baby say, "Oh no, I made a mistake. I will never walk again"?
No, the baby stands up again and falls again and stands up again.
Right. The baby is not afraid of mistakes. The baby knows that falling is part of learning.
That is a beautiful example, Mark. We are like babies when we learn English. We must fall down. We must make mistakes to get stronger.
So tip number 1, be like a baby. Don't be afraid to fall.
I love that. Tip number 2, practice with kind people.
Yes, find a friend who is also learning, or find a teacher who is patient.
If you speak with someone who makes you nervous, it is hard to learn. But if you speak with a friend, you can laugh together.
Laughter is very important. If you say, "I am pregnant," instead of "I am embarrassed," just laugh.
Yes, laugh. It makes the situation light. It makes you relax. When you are relaxed, your English is better.
I agree. When I am stressed, I forget words. When I am happy, the words come easily.
Also, Mark, I think students should listen to themselves.
Listen to themselves?
Yes, sometimes you make a mistake and you hear it immediately. You think, oops, I said he go, but I should say he goes.
Ah, I do that. I say it wrong, and then I correct myself.
That is excellent. That is called self-correction. It means you are learning. You are your own teacher.
So if I make a mistake and I correct it, that is a victory.
Yes, it is a big victory. It means your brain understands the grammar.
That makes me feel better. I do not have to be perfect immediately.
No, learning a language is a long road. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I like that. A marathon. It takes a long time.
Mark, do you have any advice for our listeners who are too shy to speak?
Yes, my advice is start small. Do not try to give a big speech. Just say one sentence.
Simple is good.
Yes, say hello. Say how are you? Say I like coffee. Small steps build confidence.
And celebrate your success. If you order a coffee in English and the waiter understands you, celebrate.
Woohoo! I got my coffee.
Yes, even if you made a grammar mistake, you got the coffee. You communicated. That is the goal.
Communication is more important than perfection.
I am going to write that down. Communication is more important than perfection.
It is true. Think about it. If I say, yesterday I go to the store, is the grammar wrong?
Yes, you should say, yesterday I went to the store.
But did you understand me?
Yes, absolutely. I understood that you went to the store in the past.
So I communicated. I was successful.
That is a great way to think. Do not let the grammar stop the story.
I think we are ready to talk about some special words we used today.
Yes, let's look at our vocabulary spotlight.
Today, we chose 2 words that are very important for this topic.
The first word is barrier. B-A-R-R-I-E-R.
Barrier. Sarah, how can we explain this simply?
A barrier is something that stops you. It blocks you. Imagine you are walking on a road and a big tree falls across the road. You cannot pass. The tree is a barrier.
Good example. In our topic, fear is the barrier. Fear stops us from learning.
Exactly. We need to remove the barrier.
Okay, what is our second word?
The second word is embarrassed. This is a hard word to spell. E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S-E-D.
Whew, that is a long word. What does it mean?
To be embarrassed means to feel shy or ashamed because of something you did. Your face might turn red.
Like when you trip and fall in front of people?
Yes, you feel silly. You feel uncomfortable. You are embarrassed.
Or when you say, I am pregnant at a restaurant.
Yes, Mark, I was very embarrassed.
But remember, everyone feels embarrassed sometimes. It's okay.
Yes, do not let embarrassment stop you.
Okay, friends, we are coming to the end of our episode today.
We hope you feel a little more brave now.
Remember, making mistakes is not a bad thing. It is the only way to learn.
If you make a mistake today, give yourself a high five. Say, good job, I'm trying.
Yes, be proud of your mistakes.
Before we go, we have a question for you to answer in the comments.
Tell us about a funny mistake you made in English. Did you say the wrong word? Did you misunderstand someone?
We want to hear your stories. Sharing your mistakes helps everyone feel better. It shows we are all in this together.
I will read the comments. I want to see if anyone has a story funnier than Sarah's pregnant story.
I don't think so. That was the champion of mistakes.
Thank you so much for listening to the English for Everyone podcast.
Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or Spotify.
See you next time. Keep talking, keep trying, and keep making mistakes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.